Many sultans issued coins from the Chittagong mint. During the Sultanate period, there were 24 mints in Bengal. And Chittagong was a very rich mint because from Chittagong, you have seen the coins were minting from Horikaluti in 7th century. So there were many types of coin after Horikaluti. And during the Sultanate period, it continued as a mint. Even in Mughal period, the Mughals had conquered Chittagong at the fag end of the Great Mughals. Aurangzeb conquered Chittagong. Between the Sultanate period and Mughal period, there is a big non-Indian family ruling Chittagong, that is Arakanese were ruling Chittagong. There was a continuous minting in Chittagong, and you will understand that the economy was always very stable to just run a minting industry in Chittagong. It is the earliest known inscription, just a few miles away from this place. It is called Dewanhat, you may know it. The overbridge is there. Just a few hundred years east to the overbridge, this inscription is there. It was inscribed during the Hussain Shah period, Sultan Alauddin Hussain Shah. And the name Chittagong is also there in this inscription. Sultan Fakhruddin probably commenced a new port site at Suluk Bahar. If you know Chowk Bazar, it is just beside Chowk Bazar. There is a place name, still current, Suluk Bahar. It's an Arabic origin. Sulukul Bahar. Sulukul Bahar means a place of journey to the sea. And there are many place names around Suluk Bahar which supplies imagination that it was a commercial spot. The Chowk Bazar, Kapash Kola, and another, Chandanpura. Chandan is a fine wood which was exported from Bengal in the early period. Kapash is Karpas, textile. The names are there. The Chowk Bazar was later established near the site by the Mughal Faujdar Wali Khan. There is a mosque also built by Wali Khan on the junction of Chowk Bazar. And one big pond which Wali Khan excavated. It was later not very earlier, a few years earlier it was there actually. It was known as Kamal Dahar. It was a very big water body in the city. I told you the Badr Awliya is very important for the history of this city. And this building is the oldest building of the city. You will not find this building like this picture now. It was just reconstructed and additional constructions are there. I told you about the Sultanate coins. This coin is issued by Sultan Jalaluddin Muhammad Shah. He was the son of Raja Gomet. He was a converted Muslim actually, who ascended the throne of Bengal. Arakanese occupied Chittagong, and Arakanese sometimes after the Sultanate period in 1575 remained so until 1666. On their sway over the seaport and the Rajas of Arakan could spread their influence over a vast area. The coinages including the bi- and trilingual coins issued from the Chittagong or Chittagong Mint, has been serving as source for studying contemporary politics and culture. The promotion of Bangla literature at the time of the Arakanese Code was also an output of similar socio-political vision. The coins of the Arakani governors brings to light the probability of Chittagong being enjoyed the status of a provincial metropolis for a certain period. I am showing you these coins, Arakanese coins. These are central, issued by the central authority, and these are governor's coins issued in Chittagong. And the language is very interesting. It is Arakanese, and on the upper portion of the reverse is Arabic, and here is Bangla. It is a trilingual coin. And you may understand that it's a kind of accommodation by the Rajas of Arakan that they have shown respect to their Prajas, that is their who were residing in his kingdom. But the Arakanese were making havoc to the Bay of Bengal in association with the Portuguese, actually, keeping this Chittagong seaport under their occupation and with the connivance of Portuguese. The Arakanese were ruthlessly plundering the lower Suba of Bengal. The maritime traders of Bay of Bengal also felt threatened at that time. The Mughals erected some forts because Mughals had occupied Bengal up to Feni River, and there was a strong outpost in Feni and Lakhipur area. But the Chittagong was always evaded the Mughal conquest. So the Mughals erected some forts to protect Dhaka in the 17th century. In these circumstances, invasion to occupy Chittagong were initiated time and again during the reign of Emperor Jahangir, but the real victory came so much later, at the time of Emperor Aurangzeb, the last great Mughal emperor. On entering the post of Subadari of Bangala, Shaista Khan started cautious planning of a total war to win Chittagong. He ordered a large army under the command of his own son, Buzurg Umayyad Khan, and placed the responsibility of the accompanying Mughal navy on a distinct Admiral Ibn Hussain. The Arakanese got defeated by the Mughal navy in the War of Conflict on the 26th January 1666. This is Shaista. This is artist's conception of the war on conflict. You will see the Andar Killa. This is conflict. The fighting is going on. This is a very important war in the history of Mughal India. This is the Andar Killa. There are many entities from Charagi. Do you know the name Charagi? Charag is also associated with light. So Chittagong is a city of light. And from Charagi to Kotwali. You know Kotwali? The CDA building is there on the other side of the road. Up to that, this is the city center. All offices and governmental surveillance are there in this area. And here is the hill known as Andar Killa Hill or Ramahal Hill, on which is situated ruins of the fort, which we have seen in the artist's conception earlier. This is an aerial view of the Killa. This is the mosque built by Shaista Khan. This here, it's a Victory Memorial. And here it is the Rome mosque. And we find some ruins of the fort here. On reaching the shore, the naval sepoys set the fort on fire. They arrested Arakani, Kiladar, along with the news of victory was sent to the Subadar in Dhaka. Buzurg entered the city with the land force on the next day. Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb gave a new name to the newly acquired region, Islamabad, but the old name Chittagong concurrently remained in the use in the official records. There are many Mughal monuments in the city, in the Andhra area. It is one of the best designed mosques. It's still there, but what we are seeing in the photograph is not now, is it because newer structures were built around it. It's an old photograph. And you will find another interesting thing in Mazar near, tomb near the city is known as Fazil Postami, and you will find some sea turtles trapped in a pond, and it is known as Postami turtle, and it's a different kind of turtle. Then came the colonial period in Chittagong, and one Manini Chatterjee, who wrote on the Chittagong uprising, he wrote that like Christopher Columbus, who discovered America while in search of India, the British founded their imperial capital of Calcutta by losing their way and route to Chittagong. There were after Chittagong. Well, it was a very well-guarded Mughal seaport at that time. The East India Company tried for 3 times to conquer Chittagong, but it was failed. But you know that the first place in Bangladesh, which was occupied by the East India Company, it was Chittagong. On the first opportunity, on a treaty with Mir Kazan, they took Chittagong in their administration. Joao Coelho was the first European to reach Chittagong in 1517 during the Sultanate period. Joao de Silveira, who came after Coelho, asked permission of the Sultan of Bengal to erect a factory at Chittagong. But the attempt to gain a ground failed due to piratical activities of Silveira in the bay. In a changed political situation in 1537, Mahmud Shah accorded Martin Alfonso de Melba permission to build factories and set a custom house in Chittagong. The Portuguese settlement of Chittagong grew into a great center of trade, and the chief of custom house wielded immense influence. Chittagong was one of the 3 ceded districts assigned to the East India Company by Nawab Mir Kazan under Article 5 of the treaty concluded between him and the company on 27 September 1760. And the first chief was appointed in the month of December 1760. The company even tried earlier to conquer Chittagong during the Mughal period by sending 3 unsuccessful naval expeditions. The colonial buildings in Chittagong may be classified into 2 groups in chronological sequence: the earlier structures and the later structures. Though many of the earlier structures are popularly assigned as the works of the Portuguese, but there is a dearth of evidence to support this. The earlier structures were not many, but available information about them splendid. This building are still telling the story of Chittagong. There is a list with bigger data about the late buildings constructed in Chittagong and now under the maintenance of the relevant division of the Public Works Department. This list contains 41 buildings and structures founded from 1887 through 1945. The list is also not comprehensive as many buildings lay outside the control of the division, particularly railway structures. This is the first company building. It consists of ruins on the, it is a two-storied building located on the peak of a high hill popularly known as Madrasa Park in the Mohsin College campus in Chandanpura. Probably it was the first building constructed in European style in Chittagong. This building was also an earlier building. It is not extant now. It was located in the Chittagong College campus. It was also the first academic building in Chittagong, used as a school for the first time and next for the accommodating newly founded Chittagong College. This building was built on a high hill in Bengal for the whole Bengal, constructed by the colony in the colonial period. Well, it was built in 1892-98. The style was specifically developed in the undivided Bengal, combining European and Mughal norms, applying folk art embellishments. The western wing of the century-old court building was renovated recently after a public demand, but it was not conserved under the Antiquities Act. This is our old circuit house. It is presently GRCP Jadugar. It's a museum now, imitating the architecture of a British manor house. The impressive two-story building was constructed in 1930 on a hillock in Bagmundiram model, on the north of NART Stadium. This spot is also part of Bagmundiram in earlier period. This is an earlier school building and houses Chittagong Collegiate School, built in 1925. This is a church which was first established in the Andhra area. It was removed just near Jubilee Road. This is the first riot church. Okay. War cemetery of the second World War, memorial cemetery. On the other hand, the records in the railway headquarters are well maintained and many drawings of the early buildings are meticulously preserved to tell the early narrative. This attitude of the railway authority contributed to a successful conservation work of the Bortoli railway station. This is the CRB, Central Railway Building. This is the Bortoli railway station. This is the wooden run road. The Pamafli railway bridge, popularly known as Kalugrat Bridge. It was commissioned on 4th June 1931 to facilitate railway communication with southern Chittagong and with the object of eventually connecting up through Ramu to Arakan. It is yet to be materialized that the road connecting Burma Chittagong is constructed. Chittagong is also a place of revolution and war, and as we've seen picture of all the war and during the Mughal period. This building houses the earlier colonial cantonment. It is now a police establishment. Now, earlier it was a military subunit. And the HEIC's 34th Regiment of Infantry is stationed in what is presently known as Dampara police line. Mutinied in November 1857. Europeans then living in the town took shelter on a sail ship and fled to the Bay of Bengal. It was a sail ship owned by a local merchant. There is another place. This official name is European Institute, particularly known as European Club, and situated in Khartoum. On the night of 24th September 1932, some armed person attacked this club and wounded some Europeans. The body of a Bengali woman, dressed in men's clothes, was also lying on the pathway about 100 yards from the institute. She was later identified as Pritilata Vadada, and on her person were found the revolutionary leaflets, a plan of the operations, some rounds of .450 revolver ammunition, a ground plan of the institute, photograph of a compatriot, and a visa. And it was also the proud place of the Declaration of Independence of Bangladesh. In the Chittagong duty transmitted, the whole Bangladesh heard the Declaration of Independence.
Any questions for him or comments?
How long have you been living in Chittagong?
Me?
Yeah.
I was born here in the city.
So, like, how many generations do you have left? Your
I know that I was telling about the sail ship on which fled the Europeans from living in the town. My great-grandfather, Abdul Malum, owned that sail ship. He had contributed in constructing a road in the port area. I got the letter. And he has also contributed to many social work. And one lieutenant governor gave him a certificate issued on the 1st January 1877. It was the day on which the Queen Victoria declared herself as the Queen of India.
Right after the Cipla mutiny. These are real Chittagong. Sam, do you have a question?
How difficult is it to preserve or keep track of like some of the things you were saying that modern buildings or other things have been built around or reconstruction or things like that? So how difficult is it to preserve some of this history in Chittagong?
It's the duty of the government actually to just organize this type of thing. Because in modern administration is fine. Then America is facing nowadays a very great difficulty. Obama to save his museums and park services from the clutch of the very advanced country of the world. That these cultural properties is not attracted to the politician actually. It is the same phenomenon here in Chittagong also. The people who are claiming as guardian of the society, the politicians, they are away from their duty actually on this respect. I can tell you today I received one mail from most probably some of you may know his name, that Salahuddin Qasim Khan is the son of A.K. Khan. He is a very renowned man of Chittagong. He, my recent book on Chittagong, that is Return of Chittagong, is the name of my recent publication. He mailed me that their AKK corporate organization has made my book as a gift item for their foreign friends, because it is the only publication on the heritage of Chittagong. But I am telling the local bureau chief of Daily Star that I was trying to convince the mayor and the chairman of Chittagong Development Authority to make it a gift item for them, for the institution of municipal government and the development authority, to make my book as a gift item for their foreign friends, for their foreign visitors. But they could not understand it probably. But Salahuddin Qasim Khan has understood it. I didn't approach him for such a recognition. But it is actually the people who are running a country. I am telling it for every country of the world, that these are the properties of the people. How can you motivate a young man who is not in his memory that he has a responsibility to his community? What is the relation between a man and a man? How can you define it? It's not a airy thing, actually. Hawaii in Bangla. It's not a Hawaii object. It's you will have to relate them through some material object. And these monuments are the evidence of a common heritage. So we'll have to motivate the first. One aim of coming to this institution is to appeal to the teachers and students to just organize some sort of small association like Friends of the Cultural Properties of Chittagong in Asian University of Pune. And I am also appealing to other institutions to just organize their teachers and students who are interested to form such sort of organizations, to make them understand the importance of the cultural properties.
Thank you so much. Any other questions we can, after breaking off, we can ask? Professor, thank you so much for coming. KOW, it's been a wonderful talk. It's our pleasure.